Master Chief is back in blue. There's decent reviews for Outer Worlds 2. And is Pokemon ZA a load of poo? Hello, and welcome to the Straight Up Games podcast. Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Straight Up Games podcast. My name is Graham, I'm your host this week. I am joined by Mickey.
Hello.
And it's just double trouble this week. Mr. C couldn't make it this week, unfortunately, so we're here to entertain you for the next some minutes. Yeah, what was that? Was it the Halo music?
Oh, he's dropped his phone. I've pulled a bit of table off and I've dropped my phone.
He's fidgeting. He's fidgeting. He's nervous. He's got nervous energy. We are back, hopefully, with a big load of show for you this week. We skipped last week just cause life and that. But we are back with usual run of order. We've got a bit of chat what we've been playing. Played some games. We've got a bit of news to get through over the last week or so. Some big stories in the news this week, so we'll get through that.
Games.
And of course, the pile of shame at the end of the show.
More games we
might have played,
or
not played at all.
Animated text. Games, more games.
Yeah. Do you need games? We'll get stuck into that. Obviously, if you listen to this, thanks for listening.
Thanks.
If you've got anybody else you think might enjoy the show, pass it on. Pay it forward and all that. If you follow us on the sound noise platform of choice, then that's even better. If you don't, give it a click, just so you get a little nudge when a new episode comes out. But all the kind of pre-show amble out of the way, let's get stuck into what you've been playing. So, Carrick's not here to talk about his favourite game of the year, which I think he's finished. So we'll let him talk about that next week. Some more.
Dun, dun, dun.
I have played something different this week because I'm sure everybody's sick of listening to me talk about Cyberpunk. So I've chosen something else, but I'll come to that. I'll let you talk to me while I have long blinks as you talk about Pokemon, as I'm sure that's what you've been playing.
That is exactly what I've been playing. And it's sad that I'm just going to talk at you, because I will.
That's fine. I'll just nod politely.
Yeah.
And if the listeners, you can back them up, nod along too.
Or fast forward probably about 47 minutes.
Listen to it on ×2 speed.
Yeah. Pokemon ZA. As we all knew and heard many a time, fuck Game Freak and all that, and I wasn't excited for this game very much. It reviewed better than I was expecting, which is a good indicator that it was going to be a good time. The FOMO started kicking in for the people who had not pre-ordered it, and it seemingly has done well off the back of that.
It's always the case though in Nintendo.
It is, yeah.
FOMO takes over.
Totally. And there is some stuff that's kind of unforgivable and traditional Game Freak in that they haven't really made a game. They've just made like old shit.
GTA Vice City, by the looks of it.
Yeah, it's like graphically, it's trouble. Like it's just laziness. Like for instance, everything is 2D.
You can't be shocked by that though, because the trailers surely give that. Was suggested.
Do you know what it is? I kind of hadn't looked at the buildings in the trailers, and it's not until I'm there in the world where you don't. They do a good job in the trailers of like
didn't show them
angular shots. They show like a corner, which isn't nearly as bad as looking, or the other angle of the camera will be on a tilt.
Right. And
it's not until you're just walking at a very flat building that looks the same as the flat building across the road that looks the same as the flat building. Like you turn the corner and there is, like if you look down the side of the corner, like all the way down the buildings, there's nothing sticking out other than like...
a little canopy over a door.
Yeah. And it's just fucking lazy, man. It's like, it's 2025. It's not hard.
Can you do that? Use that loud? No, that's not loud.
You've got to handcraft good games because it's just...
You know what? You're right. You're absolutely right.
Like, no, you can't. Make it once. Use your AI for processes. Yes. Apply all. Fine. No bother. Like, have them do the work of that shit. But as far as creating assets, we're not above creating a fucking window frame.
True.
We're not above creating, like, Ivy.
Is it their own game engine to build Pokemon in?
It must be. I don't know. It must be.
Somebody needs to have a look at that engine and go,
Yeah.
let's upgrade this.
Yeah. So that kind of shit's shit.
That kind of shit's shit.
That kind of shit's shit. The Pokemon models are better than I was expecting. They're better than Sword and Shield and all of that. So that's good. The catch system is very much throw a Pokeball style of the other games. Graham doesn't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but like
Sounds very familiar.
yeah. But
I've seen it on the telly.
you've seen it. I seen it.
I've seen it where the nanas see it on the telly in the adverts for ITV shows.
And I got that new Pokemon. Yeah, so the catch system and stuff's good because Arceus, which was the last Legends game, did a good job of introducing that mechanic. The battle system's the big change in that you no longer do turn-based fighting. So you just throw a Pokemon at things and then time things well, which has kind of had this really refreshing... We talked about like Final Fantasy battle system changes and it being like this big overhaul each time to try and make a mark. This to me has been the best thing that they've done with battling. Full stop.
Yeah, I've seen some of the headlines about the battle. As I've sort of been scrolling through Blue Sky and they've been talking about Pokemon. It seems that was the
like there's a meta
shiny bit.
obviously already with like the online and stuff, and there's been a meta throughout Pokemon in its just a history of all the games. But this has kind of shone a new light on tactics, and you really can choose a path of like, I fight like this. So, for instance, there's like environmental moves that you could use where you throw spikes down or you throw poison spikes down that afflict status conditions. Things like being paralyzed or being put to sleep or being frozen have changed. So paralysis. There we go. Paralysis. I lost my mouth for a second.
Cable guy.
It used to be that like every now and then you would not be able to move because you were paralyzed, and then ultimately the longer you were paralyzed, the less frequently you could move. Sleep, you were asleep full stop, you couldn't do a thing, and similarly frozen, you were frozen solid and you couldn't move until you were defrosted or you woke up from sleep. Now it's like you're slower in your moves. Like if you're confused, you don't hurt yourself anymore. It just changes like how you behave.
Right.
So status effects have got this whole new light that's just so refreshing in a series where you just go like, okay, I've been asleep.
Status effects in Final Fantasy, if all of your team fall asleep, it's game over.
Yeah. GG.
That's it, you're done. You're all asleep.
Absolutely.
Not dead, just asleep.
Just asleep. Yeah, so like stuff like that has just changed the way it works, and I am very much of like a protect the team. I'm very defensive in the way that I fight, so I'll protect the team with things that reflect and deflect, or light screen and all the things that all the Pokemon trainers at home are going like, yeah, fuck yeah. And then I'll use status effects to like damage people over time. So my main effort is to stay alive longer than they do, like with things like poison and burns and all that kind of stuff. So as far as battle system, tick. Like very, very refreshing, and honestly probably where most of the praise has come from in terms of the reviews that came in. The ranking system, I got like a little bit excited maybe a few weeks ago, where I was like, the leveling up, beating trainers and rising up the ranks is the idea of one of the most recent series of Pokemon. So to see it in action's cool. Annoyingly, they fucking stepped on rakes for themselves. Because the gameplay loop is repetitive, but it doesn't bother me that much. I get why people are complaining about it. You essentially climb the ranks, have a bit of story, catch some rogue mega Pokemon who you need to like settle down by chinning them. Then you defeat enough trainers to earn enough points to get your promotion match, and then you go up. So you do the first few. Spoilers, please turn this off for anyone who hasn't got this far yet. Carrick. You've been warned. There you go.
Disclaimer.
Total disclaimer, because we don't normally do spoilers, but I feel this is worth it just to have a bash at Game Freak. You do the first few ranks and you really get into that gameplay loop of like, yeah, I'm started at Z and I'm going to get to A. And then something happens in the story that makes you just rise to the fucking D or something, like F maybe. So you miss out the majority of the ranks.
Okay.
I kind of get why they've done it, because there's 8 badges typically in Pokemon, and so those are like the 8 gyms and the 8 milestones of the main story that you have to go through to get to the next bit. So there's 8 letters that you do. Right. I get it. Yeah. I do get it. But you shouldn't have made the ranking system so fucking enticing then, because all I want to do is that. Now, from what I've read, they kind of catch you up on what you've missed out on by the end game content, which there's apparently a lot of. But like, it was a bit... because I was very ready. I was like locked in, ready to just do all the letters. I was ready to go. So there's that. The Pokédex is alright. Like, as far as the fact that we've got hundreds and hundreds of Pokemon to choose from, I feel like I've been given quite a lot of Final Fantasy's worst characters to talk in your language. like Cloud's not even there. Like, you're talking like just like some of them. I think, why are you in it when we've got this over there? And they've already announced first DLC, as we know, so probably quite a lot of the good ones will be a reason to buy the DLC.
Right.
Which again, I get, but like, I'm finding it really hard to pick a team that I want to be there at the end. Whereas typically you would pick your 6 Pokemon and go either before the game, I know that I want those ones, or you'll find them as you progress through the game and go, right, I want these ones. And I always, as a rule, put me starters straight in the box and go, I don't want you, you're too good, or I just want to catch me own and this is my team. And I'm using me starter. And yes, it's my favourite Pokemon of all the series. But I've evolved it all the way, and I do think that'll stick. And other than that, I've got one Pokemon out of my team of 6 that I want, and the rest of them are just there because they do stuff that helps.
Filling slots.
Yeah,
That's what it's called.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah, well, filling slots on your party. Yes. So that's like, it's a shame, in my opinion. I'm finding it really hard to attach to something that I really like. Story-wise, Pokemon, it's doing all right. There's a lot of nostalgic look-backs, characters that have maybe advanced from where they were when they originally showed up in their own games. And because this is like a spin-off, it's set a certain amount of time after X and Y, which is like one of the big 3DS ones. And those characters come up or show up really well. I like it. It's not the best by any means, but it's not the worst.
Well, as I said in the intro, is it poo?
It's not.
It's not poo.
Nah.
Well, there you go.
And that's really annoying because it should be. Like, I should look at those buildings and go, I will not buy another Pokemon game. Yeah. But unfortunately, the gameplay loop is really, really enjoyable. I'm skirting on 40 hours now.
Really? Wow.
Which
it came out last Friday?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's a good effort.
Yeah, I've absolutely hammered it. I really have. Like, typically, and because it's on the Switch, it's helpful because if like we're doing stuff, I can be playing it on the Switch. If there's like shit I don't want to watch on telly, or if we've just got time to kill going somewhere. But I'm really enjoying it. I'll probably get the DLC.
That's good though, because it's a game that sort of on yours and Carrick's, it's always on your game roadmap. It's always the thing you want to play. When it comes out, you're like, I'll play it, even if it's shit, I'll play it. Yeah. Did they do a Switch 2 version in the end?
Yeah.
Okay, so the red box.
Yeah, they only did a red box, I think. Well, maybe that's wrong, but there was a lot of confusion because anyone who bought directly from Nintendo received a red box.
Right.
And it's because the way that Switch 2 game cartridges work is that it's the Switch 1 version Switch 2 version. This is where fucking Nintendo need a slap. The Switch 2 version is a Switch 1 cartridge with the upgrade on the cartridge. So if you put the cartridge in a Switch 1, it works. And if you put the cartridge in a Switch 2, it works, but upgrades your game.
Okay.
So you need the one-off download to make it new and shiny, but otherwise it's a Switch 1 game. Okay. So, there was confusion because a lot of people were like, wait, I didn't order the Switch 2, I haven't got one yet. And Nintendo then had to be like, don't worry, so it's on there. You've got an upgrade for free. Whereas because they've got such a confusing naming convention, everyone just went, shit, it's a red box. Yeah. Saw that out, everyone over at Nintendo.
Well, just make a decision. It's either or, not both.
Yeah,
we can't Switch 1 boxes and Switch 2 boxes and Switch 2 boxes with Switch 1 games in.
Switch 2 console sales are soaring. Like flying. As far as where it stands in the rankings for where other consoles were at this time, it is doing very well.
Well, supply is good.
Supply is very good.
Go to Argos and buy one tomorrow.
Price is good. But so it's doing very well. Force people down that path. What are you doing? We should be at a point now where we're only red box.
Yeah. New generation, new boxes.
Rebranded. I don't understand it at all. I really don't.
That's what PlayStation did when the PS4 came out. They switched to the blue from the clear.
The difference is that the Switch have got like more games than PlayStation in total. It's a frustrating thing, but it's not poo. It's very good. It's not poo. It just needs so much work. Work that frankly isn't that difficult for a highest grossing media company to be thrown at.
No,
a game. So yeah,
okay.
I will no
else?
doubt be playing it for a very long time. I played zero else.
Okay. I took the plunge and bought Battlefield 6.
I thought you might.
Yeah. I played the beta, which I mentioned on the show, and I really enjoyed it. So I thought, and I managed to pick up a decent price off the Loaded website. It's a download code, so I did that on my Xbox. So I'm playing it on my Series X. I've probably sunk 10 hours into the multiplayer so far. I haven't even touched the campaign yet. From the reviews, the campaign's not all that, but I'll play it at some point. It's quite short and sweet, but absolute chaos. It is just absolute chaos all of the time.
Good.
There's some really good game modes. They've added some new ideas to Battlefield, which normally it's about escalation. It's about taking the land grab exercise of capture your points, move on, capture your points, move on. There's like smaller base games as well in this, where it's a slightly smaller player count and a shorter like average game length. But it's about you and your team controlling the point. So you have two headquarters on a smaller multiplayer map,
right,
and then a section in the middle of the map which is like labelled as a zone A, and one team has to defend zone A and the other team has to take it. And if the team takes it, it unlocks the next phase of the map to when you're trying to defend zone B.
What does that remind me of?
I don't know.
Was that in that Tom Clancy game we played? What was that called?
Division?
No, the newer one that they killed. X Defiant. Is that a real game?
Yes, it is.
That was in that,
quite
wasn't
similar
it?
to that, yes. So, but because it's so many players still,
Yeah,
it is
yeah,
just
yeah.
mental. There's just smoke everywhere,
Yeah.
bullets whizzing around, grenades going off. But I'm having a mint time.
Good.
Like, I'm not annoyed when I die.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think with Battlefield that's the case because
Because it takes so long to get there and then you die.
But what they've done is the way that the system works is if you die in the game, or you're down but not out, so you can shout for a medic,
Yep.
and
It's very bad company.
yeah, half the time somebody will pick you up and off you go. Because there are some game modes which is dependent on lives.
Mm-hmm.
So if your teammates die, you lose lives out of your life count. So it's in the entire team's best interest to keep players alive.
Yeah.
So if you play a support, you get your defibs, so you can just walk around and just revive and loads of people. Or you can just hold A to sort of call it a day and respawn where you want to respawn. Same mechanic as the other Battlefield games. You can respawn on your squad, or you can respawn at a headquarters at the start of the map, or you can respawn at a captured point.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the maps I've played so far, I've got one in the desert, which is like an oil pipeline. Lots of high spaces for snipers to hang out in.
Yeah.
Big open spaces for you just to be absolute cannon fodder for people. And then there's maps which are inside of smaller kind of condensed city spaces. So that when you're in a tank in those maps, you can literally destroy the buildings,
Cool.
which changes the whole landscape of the level, which means that sniper spots that were there once upon a time aren't there anymore. So players can, when they start the game, if they're a sniper, can pick their favourite spot, but very easily that could be destroyed quite quickly,
Yeah.
and it's not there anymore. So I think their attempt to do that is to try and stop sort of the typical kind of, spawn areas where people want to
Camp bastards.
just want to camp out and pick people off as often as they can. It still happens, obviously, but and then there's some really cool levels which are based in the mountains, which is probably my more favorite levels because big open space. You're covered behind rocks, and the buildings are a bit more spread out, so it creates more of an interesting battle scenario where the city levels are so condensed and tightly packed. It feels more like Call of Duty.
Right.
Like you're running around through corridors and there's just somebody there. So
It's good that you have that diversity, though.
it is, and it works. I think they've definitely made some improvements to the beta. Like your player run speed's a lot quicker.
Yeah, I
They've
remember
changed
that.
that, and now when you sprint, if you double tap B, you'll slide across the floor, which is useful if you're being sort of targeted from a distance. Because Battlefield has a lot more realistic mechanics to it for shooting, where it's got bullet drop and stuff. So
Yeah.
trying to take somebody out from across the map with an assault rifle doesn't work so well. So if you're getting shot at, you can sort of quite dodge the bullets quite easily. But yeah, there's this obviously a skill to sort of level up and unlock new weapons and abilities that you want for your character class, which takes time. Which I think I'm nearly level 20 now in the multiplayer. But there's 4 key character classes. I'll play as support, which gives you the ability to revive
Best
your down
class.
teammates.
Best class.
That's the one. But what's really interesting is across the classes is they have sort of specialist skills with set weapons. So if you pick an LMG as a support class, they're more proficient with that weapon than they are with anything else. But you can equip an assault rifle or a sniper if you wanted to with that character class. But it just means they're not as proficient with a weapon as their sort of core base weapon set is. So that's pretty cool. And then, like any modern day first person shooter, every time you finish a match, it just throws attachments at you on the screen and goes, you have unlocked 17 scopes and 19 vertical grips. So you're
Thanks, I'll use none of them.
Yeah. Constantly trying to retune your weapon because the tune you had before was fine, but I've got new toys to use, so you do that.
And then naturally you change it and can't kill anyone and go, oh, this bloody, this bloody grip.
Yeah. I'll go back to stock. Aye. But yeah, I'm having a great time. It's quite lonely when you play on your own, because even when you're in a squad of people, that squad still just does off and does what they want. There's no strategy to it at all. If you play with the 4 people, I get, obviously it's designed to be played that way, but it's not always the case.
Yeah.
Get your
headphones on, chat to some randomers.
I know I might. I need to find my mic. Harry, mate.
Just start every game with, have you got a mic?
Yes, let's bring that back. The only gripes I've got with it are, and this isn't just with Battlefield, it's just with Xbox in general, quick resume on an online multiplayer game should not be allowed.
I know, it's so annoying.
And if you're going to allow it, just at least make it easy for the game developers to allow their servers to reconnect to the game, because you'll just sit at the loading screen forever.
Just say like, thanks for quick resuming and reload you.
Yeah, don't like that. Because it's an online multiplayer game, I like pressing the button and see how many kills I've got.
Of course.
None of that I've found anyway. Can't see that anywhere.
No way.
Yeah, unless it's hidden in a menu somewhere. But the menus are quite clunky.
Was X Defiant like that as well, where you would
yes, it
you
was.
Would be like
you
have
to the end of the
information?
Game. Yeah.
It was supposed to be like to reduce toxicity or something.
Something like that.
Fuck that! I want to know. I want to shout at the bloody shit.
I know. I wish there was so there's the shooting range like there is in most FPSs now, but I wish there was an area in the game where you could learn how to fly a helicopter and the jets, because the only way to learn how to use them is in a match.
Campaign. The campaign's been a demo for years.
Possibly so. Yeah, that's a good shout. Yeah, try that.
Yeah.
Because I got in a helicopter first. I was like, yeah, look at me go. Just into a building.
Yeah, immediately.
Black Hawk down.
Yeah. Yeah, COD and Battlefield campaigns, for all they get like boasted about being good, they're just tech demos for here's how everything works, so you can go and play on our online game.
What's really cool is, like, and I've witnessed this a few times, is you're playing in a on a massive battlefield, pun intended.
Yeah.
And someone will down a helicopter, and you're stood on a building next to it, and the helicopter plows into the building next to you and takes some of the building with it. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, holy shit, that is unbelievable. How have they done that? Because you can just take out buildings. And today they've released, it's part of the news section, but they've released the new Battle Royale.
I'm surprised this game mode's not dead yet.
I know. I don't know what the hook is. I've watched the trailer for it, but I don't know what the gameplay hook is. I'd imagine there's something different in there.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is you can change the landscape and that you can in the normal multiplayer. So
the opposite of building in Fortnite.
Exactly that. Yeah, just destroy everything.
You're trying to just get back down to one bloke versus one bloke. Yeah.
And some of the vehicles do feel, because if you're in a tank, you're pretty powerful, but there feels like there's a good balance between engineers being able to take out tanks rather than tanks just destroying everything. There is a balance.
There's loads of clips out there of just loading a drone with was it like claymores or something, and then just flying it clean into the tank. I would scream so loud and turn it off forever if I was driving that tank.
Yeah.
As soon as you hear the little you just be like, no.
Yeah, but I'm having a good time. It's nice to be stuck into another multiplayer game.
Good.
I've got a few other things sat in my backlog I need to go back to and look at, including Cyberpunk, because I'm at the point of no return on that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I stopped for a bit and thought, right, I really
never touch this again.
Yes, that's it, done. Sorry, Keanu.
Yeah.
But no, I will. I do intend to finish it, but I'm absolutely dying to play Keeper and Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, fair.
I've got them sat waiting to play, but so far so good for Battlefield.
Good.
The sound design is amazing. Like I was literally sat with my headphones on the other night playing. I was like looking around the room, going, what the hell is that? Like just the sound of bullets whizzing by you and stuff, and grenades going off in the distance, and yeah, it's really good fun. And it's ages since I've we're talking about, like, I used to love Bad Company 2. I used to play it for days and days and days.
Like peak.
It's not that, because I think the thing that made Bad Company 2 so good, I think, was the colour palette as well. Because it was bright greens and...
Bloom.
Bloom. Yeah, bring back the Bloom era. That's what we want. Because Battlefield 6's graphics are ridiculous and it looks amazing.
Yeah.
But it's all dusty and brown, and the mountain levels are quite pretty, but there's a farmyard level, which is, I think it feels like a remake of an old map, but that's quite cool. But the other maps are it's just concrete. It's like, but the Bad Country 2
destroys
is like rivers and lakes and palm trees and
Bloom.
And bloom.
So much bloom.
Up the bloom.
Up the bloom.
So yeah.
Good.
That's what I've been playing.
Good for you, enjoying a game, and good for EA, to be fair. Like, to have...
Oh, they needed a win, like...
Yeah, have something.
I think they've definitely got a win, and their concurrent players on Steam have obviously done it a favour. It's nice for them to be relevant again after all of the carry-on with the stuff that's been sort of nicking all the viewers and, you know, the concurrent players on Steam, so it's nice to have a win. They definitely needed it.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Should we do some news?
Yeah.
So, in the news this week is, Mr. Carrick's not happy. You're not happy.
I'm not happy.
I'm not particularly arsed, to be honest. I'm over it. But the Chief is back.
You've changed.
I have changed. The Chief is back. So last week was the Halo World Championships, and at the Halo World Championships, they announced Halo Campaign Evolved, which is a full remake of the campaign of the original Halo in Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah.
Looks very pretty.
It does. Is Halo Campaign Evolved the actual title?
Yes.
That's terrible.
It is very shit.
Just call it Halo.
Yeah. Call it Halo and use the branding of your Halo studios to sort of mark off like a new era. That's what this is. That's what they've described it as. It's like here you go. This is the kind of vision we have for Halo.
Oh, it's a new era, Ari.
But I think the thing that's been the buzz of socials is the fact it's day and date on PlayStation 5, which was always going to happen. That was never not going to happen.
True.
Insert pause.
I don't have to like it.
He's not happy.
It's wrong, man. It's wrong. I don't like it. I just don't like it. It would be like ITV getting Top Gear. I just wouldn't.
That could happen. That could have happened.
It could have happened, but it didn't, and it hasn't, and it won't. Like, it's just wrong. It's just wrong. I'm happy. That's the thing. Despite being like Nintendo Land, where exclusivity is the whole shtick.
Yeah.
It is better when everyone can do everything on the one thing they've got.
Competition is just good for any industry because it just makes everybody. This is Phil's chat, isn't it?
Yeah,
Phil Spencer talks about
It
this.
is.
Competition in the industry is healthy because it means that everybody's striving to be better.
Yes.
It's like, it's like in anything. Whether you're playing football or whatever it is, you have competition makes you...
Yeah, but to get on the same, if we're talking like as a football as an analogy against gaming, to watch all football now, you need 39 platforms, and that's bad for consumers.
True.
Halo being on PlayStation is pro-consumer, arguably, because it's not about where you are, it's about that you can play the game if you would like to purchase it. Good, very, very good. But also...
Halo on a blue box does look very weird.
It looks shit. It not only does it look shit, but that is the final identity of Xbox gone.
It is. The console war is over.
Forza's gone, Gears is gone. The last standing one pillar that they could have stood up the next generation of Xbox for, if it isn't we are the everywhere thing, because they still haven't had a thing from Sony other than Helldivers.
Well, yeah, I think that will change.
We'll see. Like the day that God of War goes on Xbox is when I'll agree with you that that's happened.
Because of the next gen hardware, it'll be Steam storefront, and you can buy PlayStation games.
Still don't even put games in PlayStation Plus, man. We'll be dead before God of War goes on Xbox. Like, there's just no way.
You'll be able to do it. I'm telling you, next gen, you can go on a Steam store and buy a PlayStation game.
On the Steam store, yeah, absolutely.
And play it on your Xbox.
On the Steam store, though, my point is on Xbox. Like, on the Xbox marketplace, they won't get a shit from Sony.
No, they won't.
Not
inadvertently. A game will end up on
But if Valve does the handshake, even then, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, if Valve does the handshake with Xbox, it is in PlayStation's nature, and arguably it's in their rake stepping ability to then go, We're not going to sell games on Steam anymore. Fuck you. 70 quid, please.
We've got our own storefront.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They will though. Like they are that petty. I just don't think. This to me is Sonic Adventure Battle 2.
Yeah.
It's in the wrong place, and we know what happens next.
Yeah.
And if Xbox want to be that person, yeah, good, fine, great.
Yeah.
I don't mind that, but I still would have really liked to be buying Dreamcasts today.
Yes.
So it doesn't mean I don't. I can not like it and be following it along. That's where I'm at. I would have loved Sega's console in today's world,
Absolutely, aye.
but because of that direction, we don't have it, and I don't like that. But I get it, and I'm over it, even though it doesn't sound like I'm over it. And that's where I'm at with Xbox. Now that Halo's gone,
Yeah.
that to me was like the last bolt keeping the thing together.
Yeah.
It's now just like, what happens next? When does it go? How soon does it become a service and not a console? How soon does the brand start disappearing?
Yeah, well, I mean, just for a second to refocus back on, I guess, Halo, and we'll get to this other stuff,
Yes.
is that Halo, just to kind of cover off the headlines, includes 3 new missions,
Yep.
which are the Chief and Sergeant Johnson hanging out.
Johnson, Carrot made a very valid point, and on his behalf, saying as he's not here. When does that take place? Because they go
don't know.
immediately from Reach.
Exactly, I don't know.
Yeah,
Because the Chief was asleep, and if that's the mission, that's really boring.
it needs to make sense.
Chief having to sleep for 3.
If it's just Sergeant Johnson driving Chief to his next destination, so Johnson's in the front, good. You just have a little sleep. We'll be there soon.
Yeah.
And Chief says, like, "Oh, we there yet?" 3 times, and then conks out in the back.
That's it. Yeah, achievement unlocked. Three missions, which I'm
Yeah,
always
great.
keen to play new Halo missions. We've
course.
not had any since Halo Infinite.
Of course,
They've added sprint
good.
for game mechanics. They've added nick the vehicles. They've added some the legacy weapons from the entire Halo franchise into the game, including now you can pick up an energy sword. And these are things you take for granted now, but you could never do in Halo Combat Evolved.
absolutely.
So I like that they've done some improvements to some sort of good life improvements into the game.
Yeah, and it's the right way to do stuff like that too. Like they've added the good stuff. They've not tried to force the bad stuff.
I think the omission of multiplayer is a mistake. I think they should have tried to do that because they haven't done that, I think the Chief Collection will end up on PlayStation more than ever now.
I think it has to at launch for that exact reason.
Yeah.
Because why would you not build into the hype of it being in 2 places at once for the first time, other than, well, no, yeah.
I think they could charge top dollar for Chief Collection on PlayStation.
course
People
good.
would buy it.
Well, how much was it on Xbox RRP? It was like 90 quid or something at one point.
can't remember.
I'm sure it was expensive.
Right.
I might have made that up, but I'm sure it was really expensive.
Well, no, because it came on the Xbox One originally.
Yeah, and I'm sure it had like a premium price. It wasn't normal price game. Because it was how long? It's like 70 quid maybe.
I don't know. I can't
Anyway,
remember.
whatever it was, I'm sure it was
Yeah.
expensive.
And then that you got the question of, right, okay, so what is that? How much is Halo on PlayStation? I don't know. Anyway, Halo on PlayStation, Halo on Xbox. Get your Halos here.
Halo everywhere.
Yeah. In PlayStation Corner, naturally the PlayStation fan base are pissed off because Halo's come to PlayStation before Killzone.
Yeah.
Lol.
And
If you're still in that camp.
and Resistance.
And Resistance, aye. Oh, what a game. Resistance was better than Killzone.
Whoa. I mean, they both did different things. They both serve different.
They do, but one's better than the other. And I'm right.
I do prefer Resistance by a lot.
Yeah.
But Killzone's very good in its own right.
Remember the tech demo for the PS3 and everybody's like,
Oh, yeah.
nah.
No.
Yeah. I'm gonna rewatch that actually and go,
This looks shit.
yeah, it looks like a bag of dicks. Also on PlayStation this week, there was some God of War screenshots leaked. This was in reference to the online game that was in development at Blue Point before PlayStation scrapped the project. Again, a studio full of talented people being told, nah, we don't need that anymore. So, but it confirmed some Greece elements to it in terms of the Greek setting.
In my head, it was just like the musical
Yes,
Grease. Like Kratos in a leather jacket. Yeah.
Yeah, he's now got hair.
I'd play that. Just Atreus in the background going, oh, hello.
Yeah. I'll play
Tell
that.
me more,
I'd
tell
play
me
that.
more, like did he have an axe?
There's a mod. There's a mod.
Yeah.
Eh dear. So yeah, the news has largely been dominated by Halo this week and Xbox's profit margin waffle. But in Nintendo corner, Elden Ring's been delayed to 2026.
I'm not surprised.
No, it seems that some of the more technically advanced games are having some trouble because of the dev kit delays, I assume.
Yep.
But at the same time, we've got other games released on Switch too, like Final Fantasy Remake, and they're going, it's lovely.
Yeah, I guess
How's that?
the thing with that is that I would imagine that was very well optimized anyway. Maybe that's me putting a lot of faith into Square. But then
FromSoft are pretty...
they are, but they're very project
Technical.
based. So they go from one thing very quickly to another, and so
Yes.
the possibility of Nintendo probably wasn't
Yeah.
even on the radar. Whereas I would imagine Square would have been like, just in case, let's try the
See this-
Switch one.
Yeah, see the square peg, put in this round hole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And they would have went, yeah, go on then. We've got fuck all else to do. It's not like we've promised 90 games that we won't release.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
surprised.
and then just on, obviously you've been talking about Pokemon. There's been confirmation this week that Pokemon sold 5.8 million copies in its first week, half of which are on Switch too.
Yeah.
Which, to your point, that's just there. Just commit to the. That
It would have
avenue.
shifted consoles.
Yeah. Did they do a bundle? Did they do
Yeah,
a soft
they did.
bundle with it? Did
Yeah.
they? Oh, right, okay.
They did. And I think that sold quite well as well.
Well, it would. It's, we're getting to Christmas season, and I'm sure that'll
Very
happen. Mario Kart's, it's attractive for obviously parents who want to buy a console for their kids for Christmas because it's Mario Kart at the end of the day. I mean, obviously the hardcore Mario Kart fans aren't getting what they wanted out of that game, but look over there, Sonic. But if you want to play a good kart racer, get yourself on Sonic Cross Worlds. But the idea that Pokemon would also sell consoles is the right idea because it's the right IP to do that.
Totally.
So it'll be interesting to see what the sales figures look like post Black Friday and Christmas to see what they've done because they're keeping up with the demand
Yeah, they
in
are.
a very difficult marketplace actually because obviously people's disposable incomes disappear very rapidly.
Absolutely. But there isn't another console shifter this year now.
No, Donkey Kong for some, I guess.
But it's gone. Like I just mean like if they were to release a game between now and Christmas
see what you
that
mean.
was exclusive, no one's gonna shift. Pokemon would have.
No.
So we're looking into next year before they could really try and push that out.
Do you think they'll do a Mario Galaxy 3? Do you think that's what they're doing?
I don't know. My instinct says no. Because they're doing the movie and then we've got the pack. I think the pack's more to do with the movie than any kind of point in the right direction of what happens next. If I'm being honest, I think it's probably going to be new Mario setting. I'd like to see it revisit to Isle Delfino. That would be good, but I don't think we're going to get it.
No.
But I think
what a mint
now
name, Flood. What a mint name for a
I know.
backpack.
So good.
Just sprays water.
So good. And the fact that it was Professor Egad behind it from Luigi's Mansion 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Luigi's Mansion coming to Switch online for
it is.
Halloween.
On the old Cuba. Yeah, but I do think it'll be new, but purely because there's like this. This is the time to reimagine Mario. He's got a new voice. He's now got a movie franchise. This is your chance at a game to really set that next 2 decades of Super Mario. What does that look like?
Yeah. Well, he's getting a balloon at a parade for
He
his
is?
40th birthday. That's nice.
I think he's owed a bit more than the balloon, to be honest.
He is. I'd agree with you.
I did enjoy all the chat from Sega saying that they're looking to challenge Mario with Sonic the Hedgehog again.
They're going to have to try a bit harder.
Yeah, but frankly, like Sonic the Hedgehog's been up and coming over the years, like quietly.
Well, the films have done very well.
The series, all of the things that kind of tie him into modern media means that you pick Sonic the Hedgehog up along the way without like really playing a game.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, culturally, he's just relevant.
Absolutely. Yeah. You can point them out of a crowd whether you played the games or not.
I think most people would notice a blue hedgehog stood in the crowd.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then miscellaneous. I've just touched on this really quickly, but the Battlefield 6 Battle Royale is out now. It got released today. I think it's called RedSec. Yeah, redacted section or something it's short for.
More shit names.
More shit names. And Remedy CEO stepped down because of the flop of Firebreak. So Remedy are working on a few projects at the minute, including a Max Payne remake.
Yes.
But they released the Firebreak multiplayer game. Why anybody's releasing multiplayer games in this day and age
I know.
as a new IP is mental. Q Arc Raiders, which is out this Friday.
That you're excited about.
I am excited about. And I really, really want to be like the new Destiny.
Yeah, something has to be.
It's just got the right feel to it. Looking at it and watching the gameplay, I'm just waiting for the reviews to land and see what the media have got to say about it, because the previews and the hands-on stuff's been really light for this game. It seems like it was sort of limited view, which is either a good sign because they're waiting for a big bang, or a bad sign because they think. But these are the guys that made is it called Arena? Finals. The Finals.
Oh yes, of course.
That multiplayer game that
no one
think many
plays.
players. Yeah, but it just looks very Destiny-ish.
Yeah,
in terms of its aesthetic. And I watched some of the gameplay videos online that have been captured through the alpha test, and I thought, this looks quite good, Bit like Division, bit like Destiny, all mixed together.
Yeah, which I could have an appetite for if it was good.
And they're releasing it at a $32.99 price point,
which is the right thing to do.
It's so you're more Helldivers than you are Concord.
Definitely. And Helldivers,
mental, yeah. And it's doing gangbusters on Xbox as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And that player base has been sticking around. People come back and go and then come back again, which is what you want from something like that. They know they're not going to be everyone's call. But as long as it remains consistent to some degree, then it's a massive success.
In Destiny space, because Destiny aren't in their own space at the minute.
No.
And I think it's just a matter of time before it is announced that we're calling it a day.
Yeah.
Because they can't continue to run the servers on, players in 5 digits, not 6, in terms of player quantity. So
not at all.
Yeah, we'll see. But
I'd love to see this from Bungie.
Halo.
Yeah. Yes.
On PlayStation.
No. To some degree, though, a removal from live service and just have a bash at the Halo formula, the Destiny world, the Destiny universe, new characters that are lovable and enjoyable. Give them a campaign and a multiplayer.
Yeah.
I just once, let's see what that looks like, and then I'll
get Mario O'Donnell into the music.
Yeah, I'd maybe buy back into that.
Yeah, I wonder if he's come back to do the music for the 3 new missions in Halo.
Maybe. They're probably using the AI tool.
Probably.
Poor Marty.
Hey, God. But yeah, that largely concludes the news this week. We're trying to cover sort of the main headlines. There's obviously a lot of other stuff rumbling on, but we'll cover a bit more next week. And Carrick's back. I'm sure there'll be some more stuff that happens in the next few days to talk about next week. And that probably takes us nicely into the pile of shame. So every week since we started the podcast, well, all bar probably episodes 1 and 2 before we came up with an idea of what to do at the end of the show, we have been running backwards through IGN's top 100 video games of all time in reverse order, and chatting about the games we have played, chatting about the games we haven't played, and putting them on the pile of shame if we haven't played these games. We're down to number 14 this week.
I was thinking,
what?
And I think it quite often when we say this little segment intro, are we going through them in reverse order? Because that's how they want you to read a top 100, is go from 100 to 1. So technically, I think we're reading them in the correct order.
Are we?
Maybe.
Don't know.
Up for debate.
We'll call that an Easter
Contact the show. let us know how you do your numbers.
Mickey at straight up.
Oh, I don't care.
Not episode. This is not an episode. We're the pile of shame. We're up to number 14, or down to number 14, whichever way you look at it, which is Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Symphony of the Night is highly regarded as the best Castlevania game, and I have not played it.
I have also not played it, which is mental because I'm fairly sure I played every other Castlevania game.
Wow.
The only way that I've played this game is if it was on the collection.
Yeah.
Was it like the Konami collection on Xbox? Or the Konami...
Yeah, they did
some games
like that,
all together. And that's the only way that I've played it, but I can't remember because it was all just Castlevania. However, you know, like I'm aware of what it did for the franchise and the characters that it introduced and all that stuff, but like I just don't have it in my brain, and therefore I think it's a shame.
And I think it's because Castlevania is a 2D plane, is it, in terms of the game that it is. And PlayStation 1 was like the new era of 3D.
Right, yeah.
So you're like, I'm playing Metal Gear Solid, I'm playing Worms in 3D, I'm playing anything I can in 3D. Mm-hmm. So this, to me, has probably just gone by and thought, I'm not playing that.
You know what it is?
That's a SNES game.
Yeah, you know what it is? I think you might be right, because Castlevania in that era, to me, was defined by Castlevania on the 64.
Which
the
was
3D giveover.
It was.
It's bloody mint.
It's not.
What? The giant skeleton dog comes at you.
The giant skeleton dog
comes at you. I don't even know if it's a dog. The giant skeleton thing. Anyway, that game's class.
I'll watch a YouTube video.
Dracula. Watch the full playthrough. I think it lasted about 4.5 hours.
$69.99. You think games are expensive now? You should have a 64.
That's so true. But yeah, weirdly a shame. And Carrick has let us know that it is a shame in his world as well. This is my first shame in like, I don't know.
Sure.
If I was a worker at a factory, I'd be like 0 days since my last shame, and I'd be devastated. But
it's a good analogy.
Yeah.
How many times on the show, I have to work this out, have we all had a shame?
Yeah, it can't be many.
Not many.
Can't be many, because fortunately for you lot, I mop up all the shit.
You do. And you do a great job.
Yeah, someone has to play the games.
Yep.
But yeah, that is mental. Mm-hmm. That not one of us have played it, or if we have, that we've forgotten about it.
And it's odd that it's in most people's opinion, the best version of a Castlevania game in the series, and we've not played the best one of. We've not played other Castlevania games. I loved the Castlevania game on the Xbox 360 with Patrick Stewart read you a nice story as you were playing it.
Lord of Shadow?
Yes.
Lords of Shadows.
It was very God of War.
It was great, yeah, it was.
It was a mint game.
I played that on the PS3.
It was really long as well. Took
it was. And the world was lush.
Yeah, and it had all the very sort of Uncharted-esque camera panning sections, and
that game
combat was mint.
It's basically the 64 Castlevania.
It's not.
It is, man.
It's not.
Like, compare the two. They were big, huge 3D game. No, that's what I thought it looked like when I was playing it. But they were great.
Yeah. And that's the type of game, if they did like a nicely polished remake, I might be tempted to go back to, because I think that era of 2D playing games on that generation of hardware, it was like we're in this intermediate phase of like, we were over here in terms of 2D, now we're over here in 3D. Mm-hmm. We've made this 2D game. It looks pretty nice, but I think there could be some work done, I guess, to polish it up. But
definitely.
A lot of people are probably screaming at me now going, "You bastard. Don't say
shut
that."
it.
Shut it, you tart. So yeah, short and sweet episode this week. The clock ticking says 48 minutes. We might have had a hiccup halfway through that. I don't know. We were chatting crack about Halo, and something happened to the audio. So if the sentence is dead random, soz.
Yeah, he's done his best to stitch it.
Yes, I've edited this on the fly. But yeah, anyway, we'll be back soon. We'll be back soon. We promise we will be back at some point. Whether that'll be next week or not, we don't know. Things happen, life happens. Shit gets in the way sometimes.
Certainly does.
As we've found more so this year than any other time we've done the podcast actually.
I think so.
It's been a bit lumpy over the summer, this. But
you don't know. No, where's the lumpy podcast?
And on that note, it's time to go. Yeah. So, goodbye, everybody.
This is what's a fucking kids show ending that. And on that note, it's time to go. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, Graham.
Bye, Vicky.
Goodbye, Cuddles. Goodbye.
Drop.
See ya.